right, welcome everybody. This is Dr. Norbert trying desperately to put his camera on. Where the hell is it? Yes, there it is. Boom. I need to figure out a better way to do this, but we'll get there. There's Huggy Bear. Hey everybody, it's week 5 from season 13 of the MCP TTS League. And I'm thrilled to be here on a Fat Tuesday, Mardi Gras. I got my special Mardi Gras tie on. Woohoo! Also known as Pancake Day in the United Kingdom. And I'm here with we've been together the entire season so far. My regular co-host and dear friend, the Huggy Bear. Hello, Huggy.
Hey, Norbert. I can't believe it's been 5 weeks already.
I know. This is nuts. What is Mardi Gras called in Sweden?
Fetisdagen.
How does that translate?
Basically the Fat Tuesday.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is a day when we eat these special pastries, which is basically a bun of bread,
Right.
split in half, and then tons of whipped cream and I don't know the word. It's kind of a nut, but it's not a nut, and you eat it around Christmas.
Oh.
Sometimes you have it in the
hazelnut.
Not hazelnut.
It's a nut that's not a nut.
Mandel in Swedish.
Almonds.
Almonds. There it is. Almonds.
Yeah.
Almond paste, which is really sweet, and whipped cream. And that's basically it.
Oh, amazing. I knew that word because it's a similar sounding.
Ready for the fast.
Say again.
Yeah.
Sorry.
And we just stuff ourselves with them.
Yeah.
To get ready for the fast.
That sounds amazing. I need to come over there in time for that. I need to come to your house and meet your lovely family.
Yes.
That'd be
You're
amazing.
most welcome. We have spare room.
Oh, amazing. I knew that word because it's a similar word in German. Mandel. Mandel means almonds.
Yes.
Well, welcome everyone. I see a PHP Chrono is from the south, not quite New Orleans territory. He's in Georgia, but he had a king cake. He bought himself a king cake, and a king cake, I think, is a very rich egg-based cake, something that you and I probably would have at Christmas time. Huggy Bear, very rich cake with eggs and sweet, sugar in it, and I think they put a coin in it as well, right, Patrick? Where anybody who gets the piece with the coin in it has super luck.
Oh, yeah. That's the tradition, quite similar to the one we used to have at Christmas, where you put an almond in the rice pudding, and the one who gets that is supposed to be married before next Christmas.
Oh, amazing! Wow, cool. Does that mean if you are married and you get that piece that you're about to get divorced and remarried soon?
Well. Don't spoil this good story.
Sorry, man. Okay, if anybody else has interesting Mardi Gras traditions, Pancake Day traditions, etc., please do put them in the chat. We love hearing, and where you're from, because we love hearing about from our community. But let us see if the gentlemen are ready. They said they were going to be a little bit late, but let me tell them that we are ready. Let me to put their rosters out. Can you guys put out your rosters, please? Okay.
Yeah. Whip them out.
Whip them out. In the meantime, since we have a little bit of time, I'm trying my super special gift from Steve Herk from Belgium. He got me this special Trappist Rochefort beer. It's got the number 8 on it. 8, I think, is a signal of like how rich it is. And I cannot wait to dig into this on Fat Tuesday. How about yourself?
I've gotten myself a glass of Calvados.
Ooh, nice. Great. Drinking it neat?
Yes. Calvados d'Enfronté. So feeling a bit French today.
Okay, tonight we have Joemanji with us. Joemanji just recently won the London-based Mutant Weekender. This is the first 2.5-day convention kind of thing that we had in London, and he managed to win the whole thing. So I'm stoked that he's going to be...
Congratulations to him.
Yeah, congrats to him, and I'm stoked that he's going to be playing here tonight. Joe is going to be playing against a gentleman named FinalForm, and he's coming to us all the way from Russia. So we have to try to figure out where in Russia he's from. Maybe some of his friends are watching. and he'll be playing Avengers. So let's take a look at these rosters. First, Joemanji's. He's got OG Baron Zemo, Beta Ray Bill, Black Cat, Crimson Dynamo, Emma Frost. Oh, Ultron 2. Yes. Toad, Miles Morales, Rhino, and Logan. Wow. That is
Hellfire Club all the way.
Hellfire Club. All the goodies for Hellfire Club. I use most of these guys. I don't use Zemo. I use Bill. I use Cat. I use Crimson for E-shapes. Ultron 2 is just phenomenal. Also a good CGR counter, as much as anybody can be. Toad, I use him. I use
not that you need that anymore.
Well, we'll talk about that. I'm not sure about that. Rhino. So I don't use Logan. I don't go so fighty. I definitely go more scenario oriented. I forget who I have instead. But anyway, okay. And he's taking Cosmic Invasion, right? Sparks, Super Scoundrels. Yep, I use the same ones. Fear Grips. I don't use Fear Grips anymore. I think it's a trap. I play Scrolls and I play Struggle for the Cube, definitely. Right, let's go see what is coming to us from Russia with love. Here we are. Son of a bitch. Oh, I knew I was going to hit that key. I was being too sloppy. All right, here we go. Let's try it again. The bloody space bar makes everything go right to the top. All right, he brought Gamora, Deadpool, fun. Steve 3, Black Widow 1, Black Swan. Yes, with the power gem. Oh, I can't wait. I hope he plays her. Hulk, OG Hulk.
1 second, I just had to stop the cat from eating all the whipped cream.
Smart cat. Iron Man 3, I suppose. Hulkbuster counts as 2. Luke Cage, Scarlet Witch, and Wolverine. OG Wolverine. So OG Wolverine, Scarlet Witch, you missed. Luke Cage. Oh, you heard me. You had your headphones in.
Yeah.
So Steve 3 list, interesting. And then he took
only Steve 3.
Yeah, only. Well, he could play Invincible Iron Man, I suppose.
He's a shield leader, I don't think there are enough shield affiliated characters there.
Struggle for the Cubes, Fear Grips, Alien Ships, so not so dissimilar for Joe. Intrusions, Gamma Wave, and Cosmic Invasion. So only one shared there. Okay.
So basically one list that wants to fight and one list that wants to take everything and run away.
Yeah. So perfect. This is good MCP. Vlad, it turns out not even my final form. Vlad is his name. And he won priority and chose Secures. And let's go then take a look and see what that actually turned out to be. Ooh. Okay. The Secure that he picked was Comic Invasion. So a D shape. Remember, he's playing C3. So it's interesting to see why he likes that one. It's certainly good for Hellfire Club, I can tell you that. And then they also got Scrolls, which is another Hellfire Club good crisis. Not sure about Avengers. All right, Huggy Bear, give us your assessment.
So this is a sort of fast crisis combination. 8 points on the table. I bet Joemanji would have liked there to be at least 9 points on the table, but 8 is probably fine. It's prone to be a 4-4 situation round 1, possibly, and then Joemanji will be looking to get 1 or 2 steals off and try to keep his characters alive for as long as possible to score out. And FinalForm is going to have to chase and try to be smart about activation order and which characters he decides to make targets for his big beat sticks.
Okay, cool. I'm just getting rid of this spammer.
Ooh, bots.
All right, just reporting that guy. There you go. Goodbye and blocked. Bam. Get out of here, you. All right, back into the game. Cool. Welcome, everybody. And we got some new first-time chatters. Welcome, thanks. Ooh, Drakane, the developer of Jarvis's Protocol, my recommended app also available on a browser for list building, figuring out new cards. You can develop your own cards. You can do dice. What your chance, what is it called? The odds of a dice roll happening. Plus, you could put your collection in there. I mean, it's like a one-stop shop for everything about the hobby. Fantastic. And he even put together the new CGR card, like a version of the card that had all the changes into it within minutes of the release being made by AMG, which is great because they didn't release a new card. They just released a bunch of errata statements. Wah, wah. So Dracane, he's awesome. Throw him a few through euros if you can via his website. He does a Patreon and he has a you can just donate. 20 threats chosen. So that would be Joe's choice. Joe chose 20 threat.
People designing apps and widgets for MCP these days.
Who is?
Well, there are a lot of them. I mean, there are people behind Longshanks, the people behind Jarvis, the people
I see
behind
what you mean.
Cerebro.
I thought you meant widgets as in like physical widgets.
Okay, I meant digital widgets.
Things. Yeah. All right, brilliant. While they're settling on their rosters, let's take a look at this map. First of all, the map came to us through the efforts of, Mark Giroux. Haven't heard his name in a long time. Steel City Struggle. 33 points of terrain on the table. We've got size 4 building right in the middle, sort of. Size 4 truck here on the left. On the bottom, size 2 car, size 2. Ooh, that truck is size 3 here in the middle. Motorcycle size 1. Blocks are size 2. Size 2 car, size 3 Daily Bugle, size 2 vending machine, size 2 car, size 2 dumpster. So a lot of size 2s. The size 3s are the Daily Bugle and the truck, and then we have 2 size 4s. Yeah, very legal map and nice classic city terrain. The scrolls are here at the very bottom, at the very top, and then 2 central in the middle, off center from the midline. And then the Cosmic Vaults are here on the right and on the left. There's also one hidden under that scroll agent at the top and the scroll agent at the bottom. Now, what happens with the secures? In the secures, during the power phase, starting with the player with priority, players roll 1 die for each character they have within 1 of a Cosmic Vault. If the result is a crit or a wild, that character gains 2 power but is pushed short by the opposing player. So you get the point, but then you possibly get pushed off of it, but you get a bit of power. And then the scrolls, when you pick one up, you have to roll your physical defense, and if you do not get a crit or wild in that result, you get pushed short by your opponent. A lot of movement. I'm going to pour this beer now. Looks like the guys are putting out their rosters. So Gil in the chat, Gil from Denmark, is coming to meet us at the Belgian Masters this weekend. It is this weekend. So we're driving over at Friday, and I assume he's flying over there on Friday, and we're looking forward to reigniting the Belgian Masters magic, this time with MCP flavor.
Fantastic. How many players?
I'm not sure yet. Because the guys are busy putting things together. So this Trappist Roquefort is 9.2%, Huggy Bear. Nice and slow and steady does it with Belgian beers.
Yeah. Yeah, deceptively strong.
Yeah. Okay, let's take a look at Joemanji's first. The Hellfire Club. This beautiful magenta cards here. He ended up taking OG Baron Zemo 1, Black Cat, yep, Toad, yep, Emma, Beta Ray Bill, and Rhino. Focused very hard on the stealing characters, plus a very durable one in Beta Ray Bill. This is a robbery for Rhino. Hellfire Club, you have to take Brace, Patch Up, and Fall Back. I am not a big fan of Patch Up on these wide scenarios, I have to say.
Oh, really?
Because you got to be near somebody else.
Sure, but Hellfire Club tends to just run around, and their characters have a ton of power. So
sure,
and have a lot of health points. The more health points you have, the more value you're able to get out of a patch up.
All right, let's see what Vlad brought along. Vlad took Steve 3, of course. Yes, went with the Power Gem Black Swan. He must have been hearing me. OG Hulk, OG Black Widow, And Luke Cage, wow, very, very tanky, loads of control, loads of attrition. Yikes. Heroes for Hire, patch up, makes sense. Battle Plan, ooh, we'll come back to that one. Brace.
Underestimated card.
Okay, cool. Brace for Impact and Avengers Assemble. All right, tell the people at home about Battle Plan and why you think it's underrated.
So Steve Rogers, I can't seem to remember if it's any version of Steve Rogers or just this particular one. He can, during his activation, spend 3 power and then have all allied characters within 3, I believe. They get to pick one of the effects that is remove 1 condition, heal 1 point of damage, or place within 1 of your current position.
Mm-hmm.
And the place within 1 of your current position is basically the big one, especially if you're running Hulk, because since he has such a big base, a 1 place, it turns out it could be quite a lot. You can rearrange the board basically in a 3x3 area within a range 3 radius. And also being able to remove a stagger on Hulk is also worth a card in itself. So
well, that's a good call about that.
It's a very good card, I think.
Yeah. Why do you think it's underrated? Nobody. You don't see it.
You don't see it very often, but I think it will. We'll see it more and more.
Nice one.
When people realize its power.
I'll let the gentleman finish setting up, but you have a big tournament this weekend as well.
Yes, I'm going to Stockholm with my good friend Anders, where there is a 32 player event. A lot of Finnish people has invaded. So yeah, it's gonna be a ton of fun. I've even been grudge matched for the first round.
Ooh, nice one. To a Finn.
Yes.
Oh wow.
We did play against the Finns in the WGC second round. So, and in my particular game, I basically stole that one. So I guess he's after for revenge.
Okay. All right, Vlad's set up. He has put Luke Cage straight down the middle. Just next to him is Steve 3. Flanking real hard left is Black Widow. Hulk is just to the right of center, and flanking hard right is Black Swan with her power gem. Meanwhile, Joe's
is Black Swan flying?
I don't think so. Maybe. Hold on. Yes, she flies. Yep. So she has to be careful about Beta Ray Bill. So Toad on Joe's side is straight down the middle. Flanking right is Emma. Flanking hard right is Rhino, all the way up behind that building. To the left of Toad is Baron Zemo, and then Black Cat, and flanking hard left is Beta Ray Bill. And we're ready to go. So Joe's got more characters, and that's what I do with Hellfire Club too, is I try to get as many characters. I never get priority, but I'm all about trying to control secures and also trying to steal extracts where I can, or just running away. So we have very similar philosophies. I don't know if that's standard for Hellfire Club, but there you are. We got Tail Gunner. Tail Gunner is one of the Finns. Tail Gunner beat you, or you beat him. I can't remember. You played him.
He beat me.
He beat you, yeah. So Tail Gunner.
Is he from Finland? I thought he was.
I thought he was Finnish.
I think he's from Croatia, according to.
Oh, he's Croatian. Yeah. He's Croatian. It's very close to Finland. That's why I got confused.
And I think he is the ruling champion of the Belgian Masters.
Oh, is that so? Wow. I have his little pin still.
You need to, yeah.
Look, I have the little pin from the WTC. I have it right here by my desk. Okay, so
you need to update yourself on that Longshanks.
Vlad decided to move Black Swan up, and I believe she took the scroll. I don't see it though. Oh yeah, I hear him rolling dice, so I think they're gonna roll now. Does she get the crit? She does, no problem. So she doesn't get pushed, and she's also going to be babysitting that secure.
Yep.
And she should have the scroll. I'm not sure. There it is. It's not showing up in the overhead for some reason, but she has it. Cool. Black Swan, I found, suffers from not having enough power. I never played her with the power gem, though, because I couldn't spare the threat values. But she's got power here. So we'll see how she performs. Rhino's going to go ahead and pick up that other scroll, I think. Certainly going to babysit anyway. And, you know, sometimes I do this anyway. Even though, you know, you could use this as a robbery, I find you can use it late game when you lose it inevitably, whatever scroll you picked up. Or I just use it to throw somebody far away and not care about them holding something.
Right.
He manages to roll the scroll dice, and so doesn't.
So this is a bit backwards for Joemanji. I mean, it was inevitable given that the final form had priority. But if Joemanji could choose for himself, he would most definitely have activated Beta Ray Bill first. Used. Oh, he didn't bring ice on the prize. Never mind.
No.
He was anticipating that he wouldn't get to use it, so
yep,
correctly decided to take another card.
Yep. So yeah, they took Battle Plan, or Vlad took Battle Plan, so that's going to be fun to see him using it.
For sure.
Crunstel's saying that Power Swan is a glass cannon. I'm not sure about that, because if she's got power, she can do rerolls.
I have actually never seen her in a game, to be honest. So it's going to be interesting for sure.
Yeah, Midnight Field.
But I mean, she doesn't have for a 5 threat, she doesn't have a ton of hit points.
No.
6 on each side. That's 4 threat territory. Midnight Field, blah, 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 blah. This character may change. Oh, she can turn wilds into blanks by spending power. So she basically has OG Modoc's defensive ability.
Yep.
So that's something. That's not bad.
Yep.
Characters that count blanks are problematic there for sure. And then she is when this character is attacking, she can re-roll one of the enemy's defense dice by spending 1 power.
Yeah.
So, well, yeah, the Midnight Field is basically the defensive tech she has.
Yep.
Glass cannon, possibly.
A little bit, for sure.
A little bit, sure.
She's definitely
on the squishier end among other 5 threats.
Sure, but her offensive capabilities are amazing.
I mean, I'd say she's more tanky than Sexy Strange against physical attacks, basically. Unless he's under Convocation Iron Man books. So,
all right,
on the squishier end. For sure.
Luke Cage moves forward, grabs the home scroll, if you will, manages to roll the wild, so he doesn't get pushed either. That leaves it over to Joemanji, who's going to probably get the last scroll, and it looks like it's going to be Baron Zemo picking that up. So that leaves Miles and... oh, he didn't take Miles, sorry. That leaves Black Cat available for steals.
Yep. So very...
Let's see if Zemo gets moved. Yes, he does. First failure on the 4th scroll.
But he does have an extra action left to use, so this doesn't matter greatly.
Yeah, I'm not sure why the overlay is not showing who's got which token. I'm hoping when they do the cleanup phase, it might wake itself back up again, but we'll try to keep track. Right now, each player has 2.
I had that problem as well last night from my own game.
Where's Carl?
Didn't show up.
Come on, Carl. Get in here. Fix up our mod. I love these magenta tools. I just finished painting up the new movement sticks from the new core box. Yeah, I'm really proud of them. I looked online for inspiration and did some more ambitious paint jobs on them this time around, and they came out okay.
Pixar didn't happen.
Yeah, I got to do the pics now. There's Carl. Carl, Carl styling it. He runs CarlCon out of a brewery in San Francisco, I think.
Running
And
stuff out of breweries seems
is
to
the
be the new
thing.
thing.
It's the thing to do for MCP. And his 32-person event sold out in 4 hours. Boom.
Wow,
Yeah. Headshot.
fantastic.
Carlcon's great because he does a lot of fun stuff for the players, in addition to having good, cool venue and great gaming materials. They are, Carl. If you take a look, the tokens are in the correct spots of the cards that you'd expect to see them on the overhead display. And in fact, I saw it show up on, like, for instance, Barazimo. I saw the token show up on the overhead display, and then it just disappeared, like, immediately. So I'm not sure what's up. Rambo Squirrel says nobody nobody can give a review of whether about Carl Khan because no one remembers what happens. Now we encourage responsible drinking on this family friendly show. Right. So Toad moved up and is contesting the. Oh, sorry. I should just say Barazimo moved back to the backside of the home secure. Then Toad moved up and also secured the back secure. And now it looks like Steve went and secured the home secure for Vlad on the left side of your screen.
And this basically makes it so that Joemanji will be scoring, or if he wants to, he will be scoring the northern point, the northern secure point, because the only character on FinalForm side that can get to it is Black Widow. I suppose Hulk maybe could reach it with an Avengers Assemble, moving 3 times. But I am definitely not sure that that's a great way to spend the card. One of the best cards in the game. And then Joemanji also has both Bill and Black Cat ready to go to the southern secure, depending on what Hulk does, obviously. So depending on what Hulk does, I think, well, a 4-4 situation seems likely, or it could even be a 5-3 situation for Joemanji. Having a hard time seeing FinalForm score more than 4 points this round, though.
Now the important thing is that both Rhino and Bill have size 4 throws, and if they go last and in the right position, they can toss Hulk away.
They can. And Beta Ray Bill can also move twice. Then he can trigger the Hellfire leadership to give him the last power he needs to throw something off a point, which even more further increases the chance that Joemanji will take a 5-3 lead this round.
All right, he's putting Black Cat on the point as well, so he's got 3 people contesting that back point, and he's tossed it back over. So that leaves him with Emma and Beta Ray Bill still to go. And like you said, Bill is very likely to go last and toss Swan off that point.
Yep.
Patrick, Bill will get the power for it, provided he's contesting that secure when Emma flips her My Hellfire Club. It's fantastic. I love playing Hellfire Club. It's my... Well, I was doing really well with Web Warriors, but then there was a couple of reasons I wanted to switch, and I switched into Hellfire Club again because I played Hellfire Club before it was cool, and now I'm back at it when everybody's doing it, and it's been loads of fun.
Right. We're being corrected in the chat.
Yeah.
And it's true that the leadership trigger has to happen at the end of an activation, which then makes it impossible to use the same round.
That's true. Sorry, guys.
So Beta Ray Bill is not going to score the southern point. He can, however, contest it given the fact that Hulk seems to be moving to the middle of the board.
Mm-hmm.
Not interacting with scoring at all, but setting up for a aggro move immediately because FinalForm will have priority. He can jump Hulk in there and start smashing people to the left and right.
All right, so he's going to go ahead and
So
move
then,
Bill to contest.
which would then give us a 4-3 situation, scoring-wise.
Give a shout out to Lucas. Lucas from Canada is in our chat as well. Lucas is the streaming machine. Always watch our show first, of course, every week, and then fill up the rest of your day with Lucas and all kinds of guest
Yeah, his
hosts.
streams are great. They're great for when you got nothing to do for an entire day. You can just spend all day watching streams
Live stream.
because there are so many of them. Yeah, there are so many of them.
All right, that's it for Bill. That just leaves Emma and Black Widow. Black Widow is likely going to contest that point, I'd imagine, all the way at the top.
That would force Emma to move towards it, but I'm not. I don't think she minds that too much.
No.
Because that would allow her to stay slightly away from Hope, which seems healthy.
What I can tell you, definitely you don't want to do with Emma is pick up a scroll with her, because she only has 2, at least in her normal form, only 2 physical defense, so the good chance that she gets moved.
Well, I suppose it depends on the board state and where you are and what directions it's possible to push you. But sure, she's not in a good position to avoid the push.
Yeah. Right, so she's going to go contest, as we said. Sorry,
Yep.
yeah, and so that gives the top point to Joemanji.
Yep. 4-3.
Yep.
And then...
While we're talking about shows, be sure to like and subscribe. I hear that's a good thing to do. Like and subscribe. Tell all your friends. Don't send us any money. We do not want your money. We want your good times, good vibes, and spreading the word about MCP. That's all. Emma decided to flip my Hellfire Club as the very last thing that she did. So everybody got an extra power because of that, because everybody's contesting or holding something. Hey, Lewis.
Will be very interesting to see what will be the first activation of FinalForm, because it can. This is the time when he has the chance to choose whether he wants to seize the initiative by going for an early days, or if he wants to pass and try to see what happens.
Okay.
If he passes now and then dazes a character, that would give him the last activation, which can be handy when going up against Hellfire Club or any scoring team, really.
People are, I hear dice are rolling. They're rolling for the secures now, to see if anybody gets pushed off a secure. They need a crit or a wild to avoid being pushed. So they're not.
On the contrary,
Is it the other way?
Pushed on a, yeah.
Oh yeah, sorry. Crit and wild, they get pushed. Okay.
They get pushed and receive 2 free power.
Yeah. Not that Hellfire cares. Hey, it's
not a ton.
Chris. I haven't seen Chris in ages. Good to see you, buddy. How's Liverpool? All right, so they're going through all the different characters on the secures.
There's a ton of them.
Oop, I think I saw a hit just then. Somebody is going to have to move.
No, only crit and wilds. There you go. Toad.
Toad. There we are.
But he is front stopped by that motorcycle.
Mm-hmm. It's a push, or is it a... Yeah, FinalForm...
it's a push, yeah.
FinalForm picked the secures, and then we're playing 20. It's a push, but it can be pushed the opposite direction. But okay, cool. So
yeah, it's an omnidirectional push, but he's being front stopped by the motorcycle that you can see.
Yeah.
Him being base to base with.
Chris, I'm not sure I can make it to Element Games for the March Spring into Marvel event, unfortunately. I was hoping to go, but I think I have something else planned.
What can be more important than Marvel? Norbert.
I booked tickets to a concert.
Concert.
And I'm doing a lot of travel. So, yeah. I bought it at Christmas time. And I don't think the event was up yet, maybe. I'm not sure how it goes. I got a lot of events coming up soon anyway.
Yeah, I know.
Mm.
You're a real jet set among the MCP.
Yeah, there's that, but also some holiday and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I'm going to see Filter in concert. Who apparently
Never heard of them.
Filter? Oh, come on. Hey man, nice shot. No. Okay.
Yeah, I'm really old fashioned when it comes to music.
What, you like listen to oompa bands and stuff like that?
Oompa bands.
Are we talking that old? All right.
Maybe. This looks like an Avengers Assemble was played.
Ah, okay. Because I was going to say he otherwise he used an action to move, which would have been sad.
Yeah. Yep, because he's moving multiple characters, so definitely an Avengers Assemble. So Hulk will be in a position to start smashing Black Cat and Zemo.
So who moved? Was it Luke Cage and Hulk? That's it?
Yep.
Okay.
And Zemo is holding an extract, so there is a...
Oh, we went after Black Cat, looks like.
Interesting. Yeah. Well, if he had gone after Zemo, sure, he would have stolen the objective back with Black Cat. Next activation, sure.
Yep. Yeah, I think it's not a bad idea to try to take her down. He's done 4 hit points. So four hits against, I don't think any saves, actually. So she may have...
Which is interesting, because now he could spend 2 to throw her into Zemo, forcing the brace early.
He got wild, though, right? What's the wild trigger on OG Hulk? Is it just a push or a throw? It's a push. Right? Let's see. Looks like Huggy Beer. It's a push only. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's the Immortal Hulk that has the wild throw on his builder.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
That's very scary. But worth 1 more point.
Yep. Yeah, he throws like nonstop. He's throwing everything everywhere. It's pretty thematic model design. All right, looks like Hulk's going to try to finish her off with a second attack. He's also securing. He's contesting the secure back there. Oop, 3 hits into... Oh, great save, though. Yikes.
Yep. I don't know. I felt like there was an opportunity here to spend 2 to throw Black Cat, force the brace, and then do a Hulk smash on Zemo, throw him into Black Cat, because he can guarantee the wild, more or less, with Steve's leadership.
Yeah.
And just like last week, we need to keep check on FinalForm's power spending, because the Steve 3 leadership is slightly hard to follow along with, as they don't change the actual dice in the dice tray. So the only way we can see if it has been used is if any of FinalForm's characters have spent power, or by counting the number of damage that gets put on Joemanji's models.
All right. So Hulk did spend for the throw, but as you predicted, she braced. And so did...
Yep. And now he's out of actions, so...
Yep. Yeah, so he's standing there looking at him.
Yep, so...
So keep in mind, Power Swan at the bottom has the scroll on Vlad's side, and is it Luke? Yeah, Luke has the other one. So I feel like
Yeah,
it's steal.
so it looks like, it looked like Black Cat was, the Joemanji was eyeing if Black Cat could use her grappling hook to place within 2 of her current position, end up within 1 of Luke Cage, steal his extract, and then run long away. But, oh yeah, you can't use Steve's leadership into Black Cat, but I was talking about using it into Zemo to throw him into Black Cat.
All right. So Joe's gonna.
Yeah, but I think it's probably gonna be too far to do a place and then try to.
Yeah, it looks a little far because you have to be within 1 inch to do the steal.
Exactly.
All right. She is potentially going to do a troublemaker, but Joe's still thinking it through. Hey. Okay.
Yeah, staggering Hulk is always.
Yep, that's good.
Good for the future. A good investment.
Joe's still thinking about it.
Staggering Luke Cage would also mean
Yeah.
he would have a crappy activation.
With just 1 hit point, doing a double stagger seems like a great way to use her.
This could also be. He could play Heroes for Hire on. He can't play Heroes for Hire on itself because he's out of power. But playing that on a troublemaker where you're guaranteed to survive, then to throw her into Zemo doing the 1 damage to her could be worth something actually.
Yeah.
Because Heroes for Hire is not going to be a very important card this game, I think, because of.
She got the elusive trigger, I think.
You got the elusive. Looks like she's gonna try and get close to Cage, but that will give him 1 attack into her, which is dangerous.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense to steal with 1 hit point. Chances are you're just going to lose it anyway.
Well, he could immediately use the leadership to steal 1 on her. Possibly.
Looks like she's going to try to leave.
Looks like he's reconsidering. Yeah.
Yeah.
Taking the 4 damage wasn't great for her.
No, because then the steal's online because she's soaked in power, but with just 1 hit point, unless it's towards the end of the round, which it's not, anybody could come and just daze her and take it back.
This is smart. He's now moved slightly away, and he's now going to stagger Hulk as well with the troublemaker, and he's positioned in such a way that Luke Cage couldn't play Hero for Hire, position himself in such a way that he would throw Black Cat into a piece of terrain or another character to do 1 last point of damage to her.
Yeah. She is not holding the scroll. The scrolls are currently on Power Swan,
Zemo.
Hang on, Power Swan,
Rhino,
and Luke Cage, and then Rhino and Zemo. Thank you. Yes.
Yep. That's how it is.
Okay. Is she going to glide back? Or what's it called?
Apparently.
Baton.
So that was clearly indicates that his idea was to just stay clear of. He anticipated the Heroes for Hire play on Hulk.
Yeah.
To have Black Cat thrown, but he still wanted to remain on the point.
I see. Clever. So he used the elusive to move away to avoid it here. Oh, very nice. Very clever play. That's why he's the champ.
Yep. A seemingly irrational line of moves that actually is a very aware and thought through play pattern.
Okay, so that's the end of Black Cat. Over to Vlad, final form. Well, what affiliation are you taking to the big event, or is it a secret?
Ooh, the thing is, I haven't decided yet.
What's it?
The CGR nerf, and not that I was playing him, but everyone was playing in consideration to him and his configurations. So it sort of warped the meta now in a way that some tools I felt like I had to take before I don't feel are that necessary now. So that opens up a ton of more possibilities for my list building. So that's why I will probably decide on the morning.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Of the actual event. Or I'll probably just pack some extra models and discuss with Anders on the 4-hour train ride.
Okay. Amazing.
And change back and forth 5 or 6 times maybe.
There's so many different formats at the Belgium Masters because it's a 3-day event with all kinds of different fun tournaments. And so I actually packed 4 different rosters for it.
Right. But Shield is always on the menu, obviously. But it might also be time to change it up.
Yeah, I would say so, Huggy Bear. It's a new era. Shield is out. New stuff is in.
They still haven't managed to recover from the hockey nerf, but I'm sure they will be back.
Okay. Looks like Kolar is going to do the time-tested and honorable move of painting just ahead of the tournament on the train. he's taking blob apparently and to paint on the train.
Fantastic. He's getting the window seat.
Okay, so Vlad has decided to move Steve 3 up off the point into the center of the board, being very aggressive. Which I think makes sense because I mean, Hellfire's got a better scenario game plan here than Vlad has brought.
It looks like this is a charge.
Yeah, probably trying to polish off Black Cat.
Yep. The Hellfire leadership was not played, so I'm sure, given how exposed Black Cat is, I'm sure Joemanji is somewhat counting on her to go down.
Look at that roll!
A bad roll. She survives. Oh my god! And you just get the trigger and you can't modify. Oh, Black Cat.
That's the worst.
She is the annoyance piece from hell.
Oh god. 4 shields. Blank. She didn't even roll any shields. He needed one bloody hit. One bloody hit and she would have been done. God.
Yep.
Boo Boo Stank's got a great emoji for facepalm. Oh god. So yes, you were saying that the CGR nerf isn't coming and it's changed everything. I mean, it's definitely helped for sure. And it's a little early to say, and not a lot of games are happening. I'm sure between our event and your event, we'll learn a lot more about CGR. But he's still quite potent. Just not round 1 so much.
Yeah, but I mean, the average game length is 4 rounds, so you basically shaved off 1 round of output from him. So that's a 25% power decrease right there. And then on top of that, he doesn't get. I mean, he used to get extra power twice before round 2. Now it's only once.
Yeah.
Given that it takes place in the cleanup phase, so there's a non-zero chance that he will not have a psychosis token going into round 2, and then he's just not a 6th thread anymore. You can, given how expensive his spender is now, and on top of that he can only do the chains once, all of a sudden it starts to possibly become worth it attacking him, which it definitely was not was before.
Yeah.
Which is what made him a sort of a not so fun to play against, because attacking him just made things worse, just fed him power to instead of promoting your own ends, so to speak.
Sure.
And that's not what we want to see. We want to see interactive play, not you getting punished for trying to interact with your opponent's models.
Yeah.
I think that he's definitely still playable, but I think he is he's been reined in significantly, I think, and also I think the psychological effect that when something is nerfed, everyone basically just drops him immediately, at least for a couple of months, and then in 3 or 4 months or so, someone's gonna realize that, oh, he's actually still good if you play him like this, and then maybe they will tap him again like they did with Malekith, but time will tell.
All right, Joe did a great move just then. He took Toad, double moved Toad up within 2 of Rhino, did Finders Keepers to take the scroll off of him, and then did a hop to go a little bit further away, then played my Hellfire Club, which gave everybody power and importantly healed Black Cat 1 hit point. Then Vlad has spent some power on Power Swan to attack Beta Ray Bill, so probably the big spender that she's got, which is really nasty. And did 4 hits with 2 crits into just 1 save, actually. Oof. So Huggy Bear, for your information, the spender is, I think she did the spender. Let's see. Yeah. Everything dies. So good.
Sounds terrifying.
She's looking for wilds and
throw
hits.
On a wild after this. Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah. Throw on a wild.
And you get an additional attack.
Yeah, with the eye beam.
Roll hit. Yeah. Yep. Which is not a beam, funnily enough.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Yeah. So, what's his name? Beta Ray Bill saved 1, probably paid for 1 to save, and so is taking 2 hit points right now. And I'm going to see if he's going to decide to throw him or not. So I expect he's going to throw him into that crate, maybe. To get an extra hit point of damage in, and then I beam him.
Yeah, Beta Ray Bill can always spend 1 to reduce damage by 1, so he's sort of immune to impact damage when he gets thrown.
Sure. Still,
Boink.
good to get him to spend the power.
Forcing for sure.
Well, he's got 7. It's Hellfire Club. Let's face it.
And also getting him outside of 2 from the size 4 is important, because then.
Very good point. All right, here comes the eye beam.
Zap.
Not a bad hit. 3 hits with a crit. Into no saves again.
Could very well spend 1 to do an additional damage here.
Oh yes, for Steve. Steve leadership. She just spent it. Yep. So tell everybody again what Steve 3's leadership does.
When you rolled attack dice during the modified dice step, if you rolled at least 1 hit, you can spend 1 power to change any of your dice to any other result. So you can basically have triggers on demand with Steve's leadership.
Nice one.
In this case, it's she has Pierce on her I-beam, so that means you could basically spend 1 power in order to do 2 additional damage, because the Pierce, unless you've already rolled a wild.
Oh, poor Vlad. Vlad left Black Cat on 1, which caused all kinds of problems for him, and it looks like he's going to leave Bill on 1. What a bitch. Wow.
Russian dice.
What a pain. Joe got lucky there twice.
Well, that's too bad.
It's too bad.
Too bad for Vlad.
WTC, I think Gil tell us, but I think deposits are due March 1st. So if you're getting a team together, if you're from the Baltics, let us know. Maybe we can combine the Baltics into one team so that the little countries can have a chance to come. The UK we're just 2 players shy of 5 teams, Huggy Bear.
Wow.
Yeah. So I'm gonna put the call
That's
out.
awesome.
We're gonna wrap up recruitment from the English and Welsh player base at the end of February. But I'm telling people now, if you want to come as a mercenary on our teams, please do message me. We'd love to have you along because I'm not sure I'm gonna get those last 2 spots. So we're gonna need some mercs. Use Bio, I am drinking a Belgian beer that I got as a gift from Steve Herrick. It's a special Trappist Roquefort. And Huggy Bear's drinking his apple brandy.
Yep, apple brandy, Calvados Domfronte.
All right, yeah. So Gil's saying that sign up should happen at the end of February and deposits due at the end of March. So he's also getting a website together to put all this information so everybody can see it. But if you're coming to the WTC, don't be discouraged. As a country, we accept everybody, so anybody can play, no matter how strong your meta is. And if you are just on your own or just with another buddy, come as a merc.
Yeah, it's an amazing experience, for sure.
And come to Swedish Wind.
Yes, Swedish Wind, second weekend of June, 7th to 8th. It's in a brewery, so drink beer and play MCP with us. 8th to 9th of June, that is. Sorry. But it's going to be we have room for 64 players, and I don't know how many tickets we've sold so far, but we are at least closing in on 30, I think. So
Nice.
Sales are going well, and we will definitely be advertising it over the weekend in Stockholm. So don't sit on your hands and wait too long to get a hold of your spot, because it's going to be a very, very fun time.
Yep, for sure. So Emma's decided to attack Black Widow. First attack did only 1 point of damage. Not a good roll. And it doesn't look like the second attack's going to do much better. Gosh. So she survives, taking 2 out of 4 hit points. No problem. But also got the trigger on the second attack, which moves the character short. Joe's going to probably...
How much is a pint in Sweden these days? It's cheaper than in Denmark.
I thought the Danish had the cheapest beers of all the Scandinavians. I thought it went Danish was cheapest, then Sweden, then Finland, and Norway was the most expensive.
Norway is most expensive. I think Finland is second, and Denmark is third. Sweden. It depends on what you're buying. I mean, at the beers were really expensive at WTC. I think it was somewhere around 100 Swedish crowns, 10 euro basically for a beer, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
So a beer in a Swedish restaurant would be somewhere around 7 or 8 euros.
Okay. Yep. Apparently Iceland is even
How much is it in London?
London's expensive. £650.
Yeah. Yeah, so basically the same.
Yeah. That's London though. You got to go up north for the cheap beer.
Yep. Yeah, so I mean, Denmark is generally more expensive on everything except alcohol.
Which? Who? Where?
Denmark.
Oh, yeah. Iceland apparently is even more expensive than Norway, which is frightening. I mean, that's got to be eye-watering prices. Ugh.
Ooh, €5 in Vienna, and Vienna is not on the cheaper end.
No, that's really good. Wow, €5.
Yeah. Very very smart placement of Black Widow there by FinalForm, placing her in such a way that she's blocking a landing spot for Beta Ray Bill to come over and
Yeah.
score that.
Plus has the car in front of her to avoid the push off of the point into danger.
Yep.
Yeah, it was a good move. So that was Black Cat. That was Black Widow. That was the last activation from Vlad. So it's back over to Joe. He's got Rhino, Bill, and Baron Zemo still to go.
Yep. He has a lot of impactful characters left to activate, whereas FinalForm only has a staggered cage. So if we're starting to look at this points-wise, we see that none of the extracts have changed hands yet, but Rhino is locked and loaded with this robbery. Bill could try and do some damage to Black Swan. If he takes her down, he could steal the scroll off of her. He could also just settle for throwing her away and taking the extract.
Yeah, for sure.
So if this remains a 2-2 on secures, there's still a very likely chance that it's still very likely that Joemanji scores at least 3 of the secures, I'd say.
Yeah. All right, Beta Ray Bill's attacking Black Swan.
Oof.
5 hits.
Boom. Yep, and none of them were wilds, so none negating that. So that's going to be 4
going through. Yep.
4 damage. Yeah.
Yikes.
But he started to add the damage and somehow
rerolled the skull somehow. I'm not sure why.
Yep, there comes the damage.
Yeah. Wow. All right. He's probably going to polish her off now.
Yeah, he needs to do a move to get back on the point, though.
Oh, yeah.
But it appears that he decided to...
Went for the attack. And I think she saved it, actually. Oh, no, sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 3. So it takes 1 more?
Oh, yeah, it was a spender. Summon the storm. So...
Oh, it gets to reroll.
Rerolling into.
Thanks, guys.
But that's still just 1 damage, but he does have enough power for the throw, and he can force brace for impact.
Mm-hmm.
Here.
Yeah, so the first attack was Godslayer, folks, which means that if the target has flight, which she does, you get to roll 2 dice, and apparently you can reroll skulls as well.
Wait. That's only 3 hits because Black Swan had the turn 1 wild into a blank. Boink. So that's...
Okay.
He's going to start next round on 1 damage, which is not... which might prove better in the end for Joemanji, because she becomes real easy to daze unless she activates first.
Yeah. But leaving everybody on one point this game.
Yep.
Crazy. That was Beta Ray Bill then. So he is not on the point. He is not on that point.
The game of bare minimum survival.
I think Joe must have forgotten his honor bound ability to move after being damaged.
Possibly. Not sure though.
Yep. Looks like Luke Cage cleared the stagger and then just moved on to the point. So that means there's 2 and 2.
Putting him in a spot where it would be very attractive to try and rob him.
Yeah.
Not sure if that's close enough. Rhino has enough power to push himself with the Stampede, get a 7 dice attack followed by a 5 dice attack into the cage, which could do the trick. But it's still a move that includes dice results having to go your way, and those are always dangerous. Plus putting more characters into the pile of characters midboard, where Hulk is ready to start bowling Rhino into his by throwing him into his friends. So yeah, some intricate decisions, but getting one of FinalForm scrolls plus getting Luke Cage off the point is effectively a 4-point swing.
Mm-hmm.
So it's hard to get much more value out of a tactics card than that. So that in itself turns this into a rather attractive play, I think.
All right, so
So
Rhino's doing the
Rhino's
stampede.
gonna have to, yeah, he's gonna have to do 3 damage um, throughout these 2 attacks if he wants to pick up the scroll from Luke Cage, or
Oof.
he has to do 2 damage if he just wants to throw him away and make him drop it. But it appears that there's 2 damage going through here.
Yeah, so it's 5 hit points, 5 hits into 2 saves plus damage reduction is 3 saves. So 2 damage is going to go through, and he gets to place within 1 of Luke Cage with 1 action left to go.
Yep. So he needs to get 1 more damage through to be able to pull this play off. And now he's going to have a Zemo reroll.
Oh, yeah.
On top of that.
That's right. All right, so it looks like he's going to try to punch or gore. He's going to gore Luke Cage again.
Yeah. So 5 dice with a reroll. Ooh, that's good. Oh, that's
4
good
hits,
luck. Oh.
two crits though to save.
No reroll because it's only that's 1 damage going through.
Only 1 damage going through. Yeah.
Yep, but that's all he needs.
Yep. Now he's got 3.
So Cage getting robbed, thrown away.
Bad times.
Yep.
Yep, there it comes. So you need 3. The card only costs you 2, but you don't actually get to pick it up. The person merely drops it.
Yep. Also, wee bit dangerous to pick this up with Rhino now, because if he doesn't roll a hit, a wild or a crit, it will push him off the point, basically locking Zemo in place if he wants to keep scoring it.
He ended up throwing Luke Cage into the car, probably to do an extra point of damage. Yep. But you're
for
right.
Sure, making it easier to take down next round and making the potential heroes for higher play worse. Way worse, actually. So now we're about to witness an important roll.
This is so he decided to pick up the scroll with Rhino. Now he has to roll. He's looking for a crit or a wild.
Yep.
Ooh.
Did he forget
Did he forget the roll? Oh, no. It's a crucial roll. No.
Judge. Or is he just measuring stuff before? Oh,
no. I'm sure he picked it up. Let's take a look. Toad, where's Rhino's card? Yeah, sure enough. Rhino has that token and didn't roll.
Yeah, because that would lock Zemo in place if he wants to score the point. This is still a pretty good move. Yeah, given the fact that you're getting Zemo's scroll away from Hulk. I thought Zemo would go to the south to grab that additional point there, because now we're still at 10 to 5, so 6 points, 5 points.
But this shows you the strength of Hellfire Club and why Hellfire Club is now so popular. You got so much power, all these stealing characters to use that power. They just start racking up the points. And so you see it goes really quickly. It's kind of like Web Warriors in that regard.
Yep.
So the guys are now rolling for the secures. They need to roll a crit or wild, or they get pushed off the point and gain 2 power. It looks like Zemo failed, or rather, if you roll, sorry, I keep getting that wrong. If you roll a crit or wild, you get pushed and gain 2 power. So that's Zemo off the point. I think Emma's next. Yep, Black Cat's next. She's okay. Now Rhino. Rhino fails.
Yep.
And just gets pushed slightly off the point into the car.
Yep.
And is that... So did Bill score that point then? Maybe they think he's on the point.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Because it's a bit hard to follow along with the extracts, given that we're not seeing them. Maybe you have to sidestep to see where we should recapitulate where the extracts are.
Sure.
Are lying by looking at the character cards.
So
Toad has 1, Zemo has 1.
Yep, and Rhino.
And Rhino has 1. So that's a 3-1 situation. Oh yeah, they reduced 1 point from Joemanji because Bill was not on the point.
Yeah. Oh, okay, good. They did it. Fine. Good. Okay, cool. That makes more sense now. And Swan's got the final extract.
Yep.
So I think Vlad still needs to roll his secures, but we shall see. Busy league this year. Season 13 has been so full of people. I just noticed it was like
awesome to see.
75 people in the European bracket. It's crazy.
Yep.
Unfortunately, we looks like you got your second loss.
Yep. I had a very nice game against Liam Watt last night.
Oh, yeah.
And he managed to get the better of me. So that was my second loss. But Liam is a fantastic player, and we had a great game. So I am quite cheerful. So better luck next time, I guess.
Yeah, it's rough. It's a rough league. You know, there's no easy wins.
No, the European bracket is really, really hard.
Yeah.
Tons of good players. Tons of great players.
Okay, so Power Swan has decided to move up back onto the point, and I think it's going to try to finish off Beta Ray Bill, who only has 1 hit point left. Ooh, fantastic hit. Ooh, good save, though. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 hits into 3 saves. Oh, I don't think even with damage reduction he's going to do it.
No, I think Bill is going down.
Yep, Bill gets dazed.
Yep. So I'm having a hard time seeing Joemanji scoring this out this round. He is in a big lead for sure. FinalForm needs this to become a real swing turn for him. But his characters are positioned in non-optimal spots. Luke Cage is looking to go down to possibly a troublemaker from Black Cat, maybe. Hulk is currently dazed, and Steve Rogers is only on 1 power, so 1 power short of doing a charge. And if Black Cat decides to skedaddle,
Black Swan must have gotten a trigger to move because she ended up moving up on top of the crate.
Yeah, or maybe he one-shot him in the first attack, right?
I think. Well, she had to move forward, or does she have a charge? Hang on.
She does have a charge.
Oh, okay. So it was a charge. That's what it was. All right. So I focused on the middle of the board, looking over the top of this building here. That was Vlad's opening move. And so that goes over to Joemanji. He's lost Beta Ray Bill so far, but he's got 5 other characters still to go. Oh, nice move here. Black Cat, who is quite damaged.
Yeah, he can spend. I would not be surprised to see him do a troublemaker into Luke Cage first, with a pretty decent chance of doing the last point of damage to him to get him dazed.
It doesn't look like it, though.
Yeah, looks like he's eyeing to, yeah, doing the same thing to Black Swan is potentially worth more points. She doesn't have enough power to pick up the scroll, though.
No. Anyway, this is a troublemaker going into Black Swan. Black Swan only saves 1, gets cover, so that's 2. And 4 hits. So yeah, looks like she's going to go down and drop that scroll. Nobody's securing that back point.
Yeah. So he's taking 2 points off FinalForm, but he's gonna allow Luke Cage to have an activation, which can prove dangerous to Rhino because Luke is no pushover. Didn't do any damage.
Why didn't she do damage? Oh, well, yeah. Even if the troublemaker only allows you to do 1 damage, but I thought 1 went through.
The wilds are negated to blanks, and she has cover.
Cover. Yeah. Okay. Cool. So she used her defensive tech to knock out those 2 wilds. Nice one.
Yep.
But so, Swan is staggered now.
Not a good turn of events for Joemanji. I was certain that he was gonna try and end Luke Cage, but apparently not.
All right. Looks like Vlad is going to. Maybe that's a Gamma Leap. Hulk moved anyway. Yeah, Gamma
Seems like it because he spent the power.
Yep. And he's sitting
Hulk
square
only has
on the
1 action, but I think it's safe to assume that it's going to be a Hulk smash, possibly after. Yeah, I spent another 2 power, so that's the size 4 going into Rhino.
That's funny.
Rhino. Yeah, this is dangerous. Rhino is holding a scroll, and if that ends up on Hulk, then it's bad times for Joemanji, especially given the fact that he's already activated Black Cat and doesn't have any steals left.
Fantastic save, though. Only taking 1 point of damage from that 5 damage.
Wow.
Yeah, amazing.
Wow,
4 saves. 4 saves.
Still can prove costly.
All right, so here's some dice being rolled.
I assume.
Yep. Yeah, gonna be another attack into Rhino now.
Yep. And he has 1 spare power on Hulk to automatically turn 1 die into a wild if he at least doesn't have to. That's a good roll. Is it maybe 7? He could go to 8. So, yeah, this one shots Rhino.
Wookie Mart, no such luck. Rhino is not getting put in his place.
Right. So Rhino could play fallback here in order to deny Hulk getting the scroll, I think.
Hulk still got 1 action, though.
No, he was staggered.
Oh, yes. Thank you. Oof. Doesn't do it, though. Does not do it.
Doesn't do it, no.
So Hulk's going to go ahead and pick that up. And
yeah. Fallback would have been... Oh, yeah, you can fall back because it's played before damage is dealt. You can fall back even if you daze.
Yeah.
You can fall back even if you KO.
Correct. All right, let's see if Hulk ends up moving. He has to roll that. Hopefully they remember the scroll thing. We got it last time.
Yeah, sure, throw him back, but you could use the car to stop that throw. Fall back to behind the car, then you will stop at the car. So I think he could have positioned Rhino in such a way that the scroll doesn't end up within one.
I do like Mike DeLuca's hello Mike. His idea here. Hulk has a throw on this attack, so even if he fell back, you can throw Rhino thereafter. An interesting
Yeah,
thrown
yeah, but
towards you.
that's why. Yeah, but he could have moved short to the other side of the car, thus not
Oh
being
yeah,
able to be thrown back towards Hulk.
gotcha. Yeah, sure. That makes sense. Mike, how are you doing in the league? Give us your record. Ooh, we've got a Vlad fan. If anybody's from Russia is watching in the chat, I'd love to say hello. We'd love to see more people from all kinds of different countries. Oh wow, Mike is 4-0. His next game is on Thursday, and he's playing Wakanda. And he's talked about that Wakanda list in the latest podcast on the Danger Room. Tune into the Danger Room to get all of his sweet tech. But he's swearing up and down that Wakanda is the next boogeyman in the meta. I might agree with that.
They are fantastically strong.
Yeah, it's the card, right? In particular, that's the thing, the Spirit of Wakanda card.
It does a lot for them. Basically, as someone said, makes it so that you're more or less playing one round ahead of your opponent because you have so much more power on your character's early game. So, I mean, even if you don't dive headlong into all of the turn one shenanigans with the extra power, just having a bunch of extra power on your characters is adds up over the course of the first few rounds and can put you in a pole position to pull off a win. Wakanda are very dangerous.
I agree.
At the moment.
It's just they're old school, so the kids don't know anything about them yet. They need some lessons. They need Mike to give them some lessons.
For sure.
Spankings. Mike's giving out the spankings. Come here, you kids. Did you get spanked as a kid by your parents, Huggy Bear?
No.
No? No spanking?
Thank God.
Oh. That's not a very Swedish thing to do, huh?
No, it's been illegal since the 60s.
Oh. Okay.
Right, so not the best of turns for Joemanji. The way things are looking at the moment. Zemo has a bajillion power, which he's very good at making use of.
Who's getting bajillion power?
Zemo.
Zemo, yeah.
So he can do some cool stuff. Wookie Mark, Joemanji didn't lose a VP. They realized that they had put one too much on him.
Yeah, because Beta Ray Bill, they thought Beta Ray Bill was on the point, and he wasn't, actually. And so we think that's where the VP loss came from.
Correct.
Well, what is Vlad up to? Hulk's done. Rhino's out. So it's over to Joe now, isn't it? He only has Emma and Baron Zemo left, both of which are at the top of the screen here.
Indeed. So, oh, it's already activated. So it's Emma. I mean, Emma could basically do some sort of pass, play the leadership to give Simo one extra power. That would mean that he would be able to charge, steel rush, then steel rush again, and possibly get to the other side of the board to reach Black Swan with the other steel rush. But
one thing we missed actually is that Toad moved from the board edge, sort of behind the bugle. He's moved forward now into the middle of the screen onto the secure at some point. So
yep.
He's in the secure and holding an extract as well.
So this is going to be a bit dicey. Zemo could turn this into a 4-4, but Steve can also move back to contest that point later. So
looks like he is going to be attacking
Does he want
Black
to
Widow.
be within one of the... Oh yeah, he doesn't want to be within two. He's doing a steel rush.
Yeah. So
he did a move, then a charge with a steel rush.
Right. The point
so
is
that
that
she
you're
does
trying to
not
make
get
though
blanks.
is, yeah, he wants to stay outside of 2 so she doesn't get martial artist. But then can move on the point because the second part of this spender is that he gets to move medium. So great. 2 hits, no saves, so she is dazed.
I'm not actually sure what's mathematically better, being within 2 and spending the 2 power on Master Swordsman, or staying outside of 2 and having the steel rush. Probably the steel rush because that's 1 damage. And the counting martial artist makes it so that there's 5 successes on each die. Yeah, so this was probably a good call. But Steve could most likely move down and contest that point to deny it to Zemo, which would make this a 4-3 round in favor of FinalForm, giving us a 12-9. Currently, it's a 13-9 situation.
Steve is still left to go. Steve and Emma. Emma's all the way at the top of the screen. Steve
is... Emma has already activated.
Oh, when that happened?
She did nothing. She just pseudo passed.
Okay.
So priority will swing to Joemanji. Basically guaranteeing the demise of Black Swan.
Oh.
Next round.
I think he's going to do what you suggested. Car is in a bit of the truck rather, is in a bit of an awkward spot.
Yep.
I don't think he's going to make it. I think he senses that too.
I think he can make it because he can climb the car with a short.
Yeah, I'm not sure he was close enough to the car to climb over it completely and get on that point.
Right. Okay.
He needs to get to that point. That's the key.
Maybe the placement of Widow now messes with his possibilities.
Yep. All right, he's going to
see
try
soon enough.
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, that's tight, but I think...
Oh, I don't think so.
Looks like he can
maybe
make it. No. Maybe if he bends it slightly less to get past Widow's base on the left side from our point of view.
Yeah.
That could possibly work. I don't think he's going to fit there. But getting to her left side.
Yeah, that might do it. I don't know. To the right's not going to work. He doesn't have enough room to put his base down.
Mm-hmm.
And climbing, not much of a help either. I told you. Brutal.
Nope.
Brutal.
Maybe could have moved slightly further to the south from our point of view with the first move to get a slightly better angle with a movement tool.
Yeah.
Maybe. He doesn't have enough power for battle plan, which would have been
clutch.
Yep.
Tough break.
Yep.
That's too bad. Would have kept things nice and tight.
Yep. So that's another point in the bin for Joemanji, taking him to 13, putting him in a excellent position to score out in round 4.
Yeah, FinalForm just hasn't been able to do enough attrition yet, which I think it was his plan.
Well, Joemanji has been effective in rather effective in blunting the blow.
Yeah.
With troublemakers from Black Hat and some clever positioning round 1. So having his important characters sort of spread out, and it's trying to chase Hellfire Club is a tough job for sure. I think you need to have some of your own steals in order to mess with their grab and run strategy, whereas FinalForm is not running any steal characters here. Ooh,
okay.
Pierce says
So we're rolling dice for the secures, the crisis activity, and so it looks like Rhino failed his and is again pushed off into the Daily Bugle.
Yep.
What kind of venue is your event in on Saturday or Sunday?
Some sort of big, larger game store. I haven't been there.
Oh, okay, cool. All right, so the guys here are doing their secure rolls to see if any gets pushed off. I think Hulk is next, it seems like. So far, not many have been moved. Only Rhino so far, who doesn't care too terribly much because of his the way his attacks work.
Yep.
It looks like Luke Cage got pushed off. He cares. He's doesn't have that great action economy. And I think that's it. No.
All those guys.
It's in the power phase, is it?
It is.
Oh, okay. So Black Widow, even though she was dazed, she would have to roll now.
Yes. There's 2 power in the pot. Positioning is, though, at this point of the game, positioning is often better than power.
Yeah, 100%. So it looks like Joe is going ahead to activate Bill and spent 3 to throw the crate at Black Swan.
Yep.
So this is 3 damage she has to dodge.
Nope. Brace.
Oh, brace her or brace it. Boom. Done. Makes sense at this late stage of the game. And now the attack happens. She only has 1 hit point left.
A ton of power disappeared from Bill, so maybe he did the spender.
The gods, yeah, the God Slayer
Ooh,
with
that's bad.
rerolls.
That's bad. That's bad.
Yeah, looks like he's gonna do fine. 3 hits so
The
far.
wilds.
Oh,
The
the
wilds
wilds.
will get negated.
Oh, right, because of her defense tech again.
Yeah.
3 hits
But
into.
that's
Oh
that's
no!
1 damage through. It's 1 damage through.
1 damage through. Amazing. Oh man. And she drops the
Dang.
scroll for her trouble, which looks like Bill picks up.
Yep. Let's see if he gets pushed.
He does.
Apparently does.
Mm-hmm.
But he has 1 action left, I believe.
Yes. So he's just going to go ahead and move on to the point.
Yep.
With his second action. So now he's securing as well.
Wee bit dangerous to have him within threat range from Steve.
Yeah. Or Hulk. At least for a throw.
Sure. Hulk is unlikely to get more than 1 attack into him, and doesn't have an abundance of power at the moment. He's going to have to either double move or move Gamma Leap to get there, so I wouldn't consider him that big of a threat, but Captain America has the 2 power he needs for a charge, although a 5 dice attack...
yeah, it's not going to do very much against Bill. Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
If he had the 1 power to modify a dice with the leadership, then it's a kind of different story.
Okay.
Or some sort of other reroll tech.
Well, let's see what Vlad does in return then. He could pass, although Luke Cage is looking very weak. I hear dice being put on the trays. Have you seen the FAQ section of the MCP TTS Discord, Huggy Bear?
I did not.
Yeah, Carl put in a little post there about the dice rollers and how random they are. Yeah. There may be some dissent about what he wrote in that same FAQ. So,
What was the key points?
Well, Carl claims that they're perfectly identical, but I feel he's covering up for the Illuminati. Mm-hmm. Yeah, see, he's in the chat saying they're the same, but he's protesting too much. Same code is what he says. Same code. But it's not true though. One the color of the code influences the dice, according to the people. It's just that the Illuminati are trying to make it sound like they win just because of their superior gameplay, but it's all about dice fixing, my friend.
Whatever you say, man.
All right, somebody's falling back.
Fall back.
Who's falling back? This is Joemanji's target falling back. RN Jesus. That's hilarious, Mike. Pray to RN Jesus. Yeah, exactly. PHP Chrono notes that Jamoke, which is Mike DeLuca, is 4-0, and he only plays the red dice roller, if you noticed.
Right.
Yeah.
The dice are red, as Lunatic Machine points out. Okay,
so
took 3 damage and fell back.
I'm not sure if it was Captain America or Black Widow attacking Zemo, but Zemo fell back.
I'd expect it to be Captain America, Steve. And I expect it to be a charge coming in here.
Yeah. So he's charged, but he's moved within 1, so he's still securing.
Pretty decent chance to get Zemo down here.
Zemo, who has a scroll.
Yep.
All right, Steve. This is your moment. Make it count. Oh, God. 3 blanks. What's going on, Steve?
Oh, that's a good block for Zemo. Womp womp.
So Gil's saying that the red dice roller he's been playing a lot of, and they only roll, they don't roll any defense rolls. But Gil, that's because it's tuned for attacking. You need to use the red dice roller for attacking because that's how it's stacked. Carl was explaining this to me the other day.
It appears that Simo, in fear of the great Black Widow, is taking a hike.
Yeah, look at him just running away. But that's what you do. This is the classic Web Warriors tech as well, where you just kind of bounce from one security to the other with your good moving capability.
And Hellfire Club are the step cousins of the Web Warriors.
Step cousins.
Okay.
Oh,
3 very important activations left.
How did he? Oh, he got patched up. He got patched up as well. Huggy Bear. Baron Zemo,
Yep.
that is. I think Toad
protection from protection for the Skrull. Yep. Only character that can do some significant impact on the characters on the top secure is Hulk. He can reach them with possibly 1 attack. So
this is looking grim. It's the D shape.
Yep.
We need to ask Vlad why he likes D shapes though for his roster, because he had one. I think it was this one even. Yeah, he picked Skewers.
Yep.
I think Carl has a Patreon that you can join if you want to get some of that sweetened dice rolling tech in your favor.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He's gonna.
You get better dice if you join the Patreon.
Yeah, exactly. So message Carl at the on the Discord. He loves the DM. And see what you need to negotiate. I don't know what the going rate is these days. You know, he had to pay for the brewery he's doing his CarCon in, so it might have gone up a little bit, but it's totally worth it if you want to do well.
Cool.
Yeah, we're turning the Discord TTS League into a pay-to-play. It's free, but there's in-game purchases via Carl's PayPal account.
FinalForm pondering if he can do anything about it. I think he can't.
No, this is where you think through very carefully. You've got plenty of time. You're thinking through every option. Is there any way to salvage this mess? Well, it looks like Electronic Arts has approached Carl about buying this mod.
Oh. Mm-hmm.
Hey, now we're talking money. Ka-ching. Carl's going to totally sell us out. I'll have to start streaming for the man.
Maybe, because now Joemanji is measuring stuff again, so maybe FinalForm decided to pass.
Oh, yeah.
Joemanji could try to just rob FinalForm of an activation by getting Luke Cage down. Attacking Hulk is makes no sense here because that will only feed him power, and he's on sort of a low power level now, making it somewhat limited what he can achieve in 1 activation.
Look at this. So Rhino stampedes into the Hulk and then wants to go after Luke Cage. So he'll get 7 dice instead of normal 5.
I believe this is he wanted to stampede without destroying the car so that he can throw it into Luke Cage later. Watch the car. Watch the car.
I don't want to hurt the car. I need that car. Don't scratch it. I like this car.
Yeah, he's gonna borrow the car for his date.
Yeah, drive around in his lowrider. Oh, he did Heroes for Hire on himself. He did Heroes for Hire on himself. Ooh,
well,
tricky.
he's not gonna be able to throw it. But if he manages to get Luke Cage down here, I don't really see a reason not to put Rhino back on the point, because Hulk is gonna want to move away from there, and he's not gonna want to spend his power to throw Rhino. So
yeah. Well, looks like Rhino did manage to daze Luke Cage anyway with a pretty good attack roll, and he places within 1, and he still has 1 action left, which he's going to just move on to the point. Now,
move on to the point.
Keep in mind though that he's injured and Hulk is not, so it's not.
Yeah, but Hulk wants to get out of there.
Yeah, sure.
To do stuff to other characters.
Do stuff. Do stuff. Is your boy off of school this week and next?
Next week.
Next week he is off. Okay.
Yep. Sports break.
Sports break too. Oh, that means a break for Huggy Bear too. The Denmark has off this week. In the Britain, they have off this week, and I think next as well.
So certain parts of Sweden has it's divided into 3 weeks, I think.
Oh, okay.
So 1 week is the West Coast, 1 week is the Stockholm, and 1 week is everybody else.
Rob Reed from Ireland is asking whether your books have gotten voted on for the competition they're in. The books
they haven't. Well, the voting is taking place as we speak. You can anyone can go in and vote for them.
Oh,
I think the voting ends this Friday.
Ooh, well, throw us a link. Let's stuff the ballot box, man. Let's get the MCP community behind this.
Well,
Geeks unite.
The owner. The guy behind the awards are gonna start asking me questions if English-speaking voters turn up, because you have to put down your email and such. It's gonna look like I bought votes.
But you can't help having an amazing charisma, and if people feel like they want to do something for you, how can you stop them?
I love you guys for it. Yeah. But Friday, I think.
All right, everybody. Who's good at searching the internet? Let's get this link and start passing it around. Problem is we have to figure out which books you're editing. Damn it. All right, looks like Joe is just moving extract holders into different parts of Africa to keep them well safe. And that leaves Vlad here with some cleanup moves to try to salvage the situation. Joe just needs 3 points to win this game. And he's got, I think, all 4 scrolls now. Sure. No, he's got 3.
What he can do is
3.
try and adjust the numbers to get some tiebreakers.
Yeah.
Looks like he's measuring to see if Black Widow can reach the point where Rhino is standing and score it, or contest it rather, if Hulk moves away.
So that car, that truck rather, this darn pickup truck has been a real nuisance this game.
Yep. Definitely.
Oh, I hear some dice being thrown. I'm not sure who. Okay, Hulk into Rhino. So he's just going to stand there and beat him up. Yeah. Now, the sad thing is that these 2 guys are on the bubble. They both have 1 loss. So the loser here will not be able to go into the elimination round. So Joe squeaked through, but there's still 1 game to go. So even Joe won't be out of the clear just yet. So Rhino took 2 hit points of damage and got pushed. And he's been activated, so he cannot come back onto that point.
No. Well, he does have aggressive, so.
Ah, good point. Let's see if Joe remembers it. He does. Boop.
Yeah, it does. Boink. Well, he's still.
What?
He's still not scoring it.
No.
Unless Hulk moves out of there, but Hulk wants to move out of there.
Now he's throwing him.
Yeah, boink. Get out of here.
But he took a damage, right? So he's just going to move back.
Yeah. So, summarizing the game, it could go. I mean, at the start we said that Joemanji is going to try and steal extracts and play keep away.
Yep.
FinalForm is going to chase. He was not effective enough in his chasing, and Black Cat did her part to try and blunt the blow.
Yep.
So turns out that this was not FinalForm's day.
No. What do you?
He needed very hot dice or some steals of his own, I think. I mean, a Voodoo or a Spider Woman in there would certainly have helped for this game.
Yeah, where do you think? Did he need to push harder in some sector here?
I'm not sure if he could have saved Hulk's activations for slightly later in the rounds in order to play more of a control game with the extracts to make up for the fact that Joemanji got one extra skull off of him. Possibly, but that's also tough when you're playing one character less than your opponent.
Yeah.
So hard to tell. Hellfire Club on 20 points with this lineup is just really, really hard to face.
Because that's a good point, though, Huggy Bear, because, we said that Steve 3 was trying to be the attrition team, but although Hellfire Club is known for, or at least is becoming known for stealing because they have so much power to turn on all those stealing abilities, their other thing is they heal. So they tank really well over the course of a game.
They really do. But we'll see with the absence of Cosmic Ghost Rider, I think we might see some other fighting lists emerge as natural predators of the likes of Hellfire Club and Web Warriors. Red Skull 3 Cabal come to mind.
Well, let's talk about this.
Damage.
First of all, let me point out, Gil made a good point about aggressive on Rhino. He does not get aggressive on taking damage from throws.
That is correct.
So he probably shouldn't have walked back onto the point there. Not that it mattered terribly much. But
unless it was a second attack, I'm not sure.
Doesn't matter. It's just for people to know. The aggressive only happens on attacks.
Yep.
All right. The gentlemen are done. 17 to 12 to Joemanji. He gets to progress into the next round. Let's wrap up the game real quick before. You've done that a little bit, but I think what I was going to say is, so the big thing for me is that with a wide crisis like this, trying to be aggressive against Hellfire Club is really hard because you can't really concentrate your fire on anybody, and control doesn't matter too terribly much. Like, so Hulk isn't going to be doing too much. And Hellfire Club.
Yeah, I'd also say Luke Cage here is a defensive character. Mainly, he's not very good at chasing other characters, and knowing that Hellfire Club is not too keen on doing attacks against your characters, he was struggling to make an impact this game, I'd say. So, and Black Widow 1 is also not particularly impactful here. So there were 5 points on FinalForm sides that were not chasing, basically. So maybe they could have been something more useful.
Yeah. People in the chat are really liking Power Swan here, and I'm glad to see it because I think she's really great and just underrated. She just doesn't come up very often, but and she did some work. She did quite a bit of work, but she was the only one kind of in the mix, so to speak. Whereas a lot of his characters were caught in the middle of the board or towards the right of the board in the middle. And also weren't getting the job done, leaving a couple characters on 1 points, which is just unfortunate. You know, you can't play that. But I mean, he basically invested in a very heavy middle play, and it didn't pay off. But you know, really good plays. Otherwise, interesting to see that the way people are putting together Steve 3 lists. We haven't really seen where that's going to be in the meta. But Hellfire Club is on the rise, Huggy Bear. Wouldn't you agree?
Well, they are not only on the rise; they're actually top affiliation currently. If you look at the Longshanks win rates,
okay.
Since if you look since the update in September, they are the top affiliation.
Oh wow! Because I know
with a 57% win rate on average, which is not not too serious, I'd say. I mean, it's not. I mean, if we're starting to get above 60%, their alarm bells will start ringing. But 57%. I mean, anything between 45 and 55 has to be considered acceptable.
Yeah.
And I think with the exit of CGR from the real top kaiju meta, we might see some new contenders. I think Brotherhood has a decent game into Hellfire Club. I think Cabal with Red Skull has a decent game into Hellfire Club. And those were two affiliations that were somewhat held back by the reign of terror that was CGR, I think. I might most certainly be wrong, but that is something I will be we will have to see. Wakanda is another example.
Oh yeah, I'm worried about Wakanda. I agree.
So there are I think we will see an uptick in those affiliations that used to fear CGR but have good game into Hellfire Club, and we will see what that does to their stats.
I agree. I'm worried about Wakanda. I think they're going to be a dark horse that's going to become very prominent very soon.
Immensely powerful.
Yeah. I do like playing Hellfire Club, though. I think they're very flexible, so it's really fun to play them. It's similar to Web Warriors, but has a bit of a more defensive aspect to it. Yeah, I like your points. And listen, folks, if you're still worried about CGR, I know a lot of metas are still complaining that CGR didn't get nerfed enough. Try Hellfire Club into CGR Guardians with Ultron 2. Take a close look at Ultron 2's superpowers and take a look at Emma's superpowers, and you'll see some really nice anti-CGR tech there that I've been using to quite frustrating a lot of Guardian CGR players. So take a look and see. All right, Huggy Bear, are we ready to go chat to the players?
I think so.
All right, everybody in the chat, put your questions in. Meanwhile, I'm going to go jump in their channel so we can wrap things up with the gentlemen, see how they thought about the game. Where are them? Oh, there they are.
Well, I had one energy to bounce and maybe farm a little bit more, but well.
Hello.
Hey, Norbert.
Hey, everybody. Thanks for letting us stream your game. We had so much fun watching.
Trouble.
I hope that that was not that embarrassing.
No, I think you held it together until about late game. So we'll come into that, but I wanted to. So you're Vlad, and Vlad, you said you wanted to say a few words before we got started with the interview. So tell us, please. I know you're from Russia. We've mentioned that you're from Russia, which is super cool. Tell us where in Russia you're from and what you'd like to say about your community.
Okay, so first of all, hello everyone. Yeah, and I'm from well, middle-sized city called Chelyabinsk. It is like middle of Russia, and
Well, no
well,
wonder you're
our
playing on TTS. In the middle of Russia means like you're in the middle of nowhere, basically, right?
well, yeah, that's correct. But we have pretty big local wargaming community. Marvel is still a novelty for most of our players, but we have like 7 to 10 players with the miniatures.
Oh, good for
In
you.
some
That's really good.
Yeah, so I've organized couple of IRL tournaments here, but yeah, mostly I'm playing via TTS because our big chunk of our community is a Moscow guys, and well, I want to say hello to my like best online friend Ilya Lebedev.
Eh,
Me and Ilya like well, we have created a little podcast called Archives of the Shield, and we are trying to teach our local community about Marvel, about affiliations, about some other stuff that is Marvel Crisis Protocol based. So yeah, Ilya, привет.
All right, listen. So tell me. So your little town has got a decent community growing. It sounds like Moscow does as well. Are there any other pocket communities around Russia that play MCP that you know of?
As far as I remember, there is a couple of local communities in the city of Izhevsk, and as far as I remember, in the St. Petersburg, we have some players too.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah, but to be honest, we're kind of well represented on this league. There are 4 Russian players, 2 from the Moscow and 2 from the Chelyabinsk, from my city.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, another guy called named Konstantin is also participating. So yeah, his nickname is in Infestation Pit or something like that. Yeah, so he is participating too, and well, he's trying his best.
Good for you
Yeah.
guys. I'm so pleased that you could be part of this. And but you know, the obvious question we have to ask, Vlad, is how popular is Winter Guard in the Russian community?
There are some players, and well, I'm kind of proud of my guy Evgeny. I have an online friend from the Moscow, Evgeny Marul
Uh-huh.
Safronov. He's playing Winter Guard a lot, and at some point of 2023, he was a top Winter Guard player. So yeah, there is some popularity to this affiliation, but not gonna lie, it is pretty hard to play with Winter Guard. At the moment, they are kind of better than previously, but they're still not great.
Well, listen,
And
if I had the chance to play a Russian guy using Winter Guard, I would bring the vodka, and we would have an amazing game.
oh yeah,
It wouldn't be a
uh,
competitive game, but it would be an amazing game that would be legendary.
well, you know what? I'm not against this stereotype. I think this is totally possible. Yeah. So I know that we are living in the world that we are living in at the moment. So there is no possibility for, let's say, international offline events in Russia or something
Yeah.
like that. But yeah, I'm not commenting all the political stuff. Let's try to dodge it. But I hope one day we will be able to host some international event or something like that. That would be really cool. And I think my friends from the Moscow will gladly help with that. So if things will change for the better, one day you guys are all welcome.
That would be amazing. I hope the world changes to a point where we can do that sort of thing, because that would be a better world to live in.
For sure.
Vlad, your English is incredibly good, so kudos to you for speaking
Thank you
so
very much.
clearly. Tell us a little bit about the philosophy of your roster. I'm sorry that you lost your out of the ability to go into the elimination rounds. How long have you been playing MCP, and also how long have you been playing on the Discord leagues, the MCP TTS league?
Okay, so first of all, let's start with my list. It changed a lot in the last like 6 months or something like that. And I've added and removed some characters. You can see that there is no Bill in it, but I've played well. I've played a lot of offline and online games with the new Steve's Avengers. I really like him, and I would say that he's my pick of the pick of the choice at the moment. So he's really fun, and he's really good attrition leader. I like almost everything about this character and his leadership. And well, I've played MCP for like a couple of years. I've started in August of 2022, something like that.
Okay.
Yeah, we've bought our first core box with my friend Dennis, and then I've played some games. I've started as as a Brotherhood player. Then I've moved to the Guardians, but I've dropped them after the balance issues, let's say. So not to suffocate local community with some sixth thread guys. Yeah, Cosmic is not appreciated in Russian games, and there is like a gentleman rule before the nerf, at least, that we do not use Cosmic Ghost Rider against each other.
Okay.
And after a couple of tournaments, that rule cemented into the meta. So yeah, I'm thinking about new Cosmic, but this is the plans for the future. Getting back to the list.
Sorry, really quickly. How long have you been playing on the TTS leagues?
Oh yeah, I've participated in a couple of leagues previously. Finished both of them like 4-2 or something like that.
Okay.
So, somewhere closer to the top. But I've missed the summer one due to my IRL thingies. But I've played a lot before the leaks. I was not informed about such thing happening.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, just placed with the randos in the
Okay.
TTS, like into the looking for the game, something like that.
Gotcha. Okay, so about Power Swan. I'm a big fan of Swan. I think she's a bit underrated. Tell us a bit about why you've chosen to use her and what you think of her.
To be honest, I picked her up when I've started playing Guardians about a year ago, and I'm a big fan. I think that she's maybe after the Ultron release, I do not think that she is the best 5 threat at the game at the moment, but she is really close to that position for me. And in Steve, she is just fantastic due to her needing some exact sorry. It is a late night, and I'm out of my composition at the moment. So yeah, she needs wilds, and there are sometimes situations when you don't have them, but Steve provides her with that. So yeah,
Right.
she is really good here, and I also like the, let's say, I like the charge comps that can go in really fast, and I like to play aggressively on, let's say so, on my terms. So I like characters like Black Swan. I really like Gamora. I really like Wolverine and Steve. If if it would be possible to play just with them, I will do that like in every game. But well, you still need to include some other Avenger characters. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Gotcha. Oh yeah, to make affiliation. I understand. Yeah. Okay, Huggy Bear, do you want to ask Vlad some questions about what happened during the game?
Oh yeah. I want to. Well, you know what? I just want to know where you think was a greatest mistake that led to my demise.
Well, we were discussing the the prospect before the game that this was likely going to be a game where Joe was trying to play keep away with extracts and try to score the secures as much as possible, and you were the one who were going to have to chase him. And in that perspective, I was maybe a bit curious about the inclusion of Black Widow and Luke Cage, who are characters that don't attack very much. So just a thought that maybe they had a trouble contributing to your game plan, the way the game played out. I think.
Yeah, I kind of agree, but I thought that playing 20 points, 20 threat with just 4 characters would be problematic, to say the least. Yeah, and you still need to hold your back objectives or something like that. So Black Widow is kind of okay for that, and this is exactly what she was doing most of the game, just being around. About Luke, yeah, probably, but in my list there are no affiliated good 3 threat that is really mobile and aggressive. I was thinking about Deadpool, but he's a pretty easy character to take down, and I was kinda expected to play against a little bit more aggressive operation of Hellfire. I had an experience with a little bit more aggressive Hellfire Club previously, and I was thinking that I still need to have, well, at least some form of frontline where I can redirect some attacks from Steve or maybe from other characters. But after the deployment step, well, you know what happened. Yeah. I think that maybe my biggest mistake was to move Luke from the back point. Maybe that would be infinitely better just to keep him on the back point.
Yeah. Well, let's switch it over to Joe, Vlad. Joe, congratulations on the win. You just heard what Vlad said he was struggling with. What do you think from your perspective playing against him?
Yeah, I mean, we had a wonderful game. I thought Vlad played very well. My first thought, I was glad to see that he was 5 wide at 20. I think that was a big help for me.
Yeah.
Let me run around a little bit more and sort of try and, once Hulk came into the front, I could just run everybody away from him and then just try and ignore him as much as I could.
Yep. Right, and the purpose of that is, as we were talking about during the game, that losing priority is good for Hellfire Club because you're looking to control people off of points or steal stuff from them before they can do anything back.
Yeah, there was a point, I think it was 10-3, where I was trying to deliberately lose priority when he had Luke and Black Swan with 1 health left each.
Mm-hmm.
So I was just leaving people around hoping they get killed so I could have priority to daze one of those people on the final turn.
Yeah. Now, did you feel lucky? Like, did the game hinge a bit on the fact that he left Black Cat and what was the other character, Huggy Bear? He left them both on 1. Oh, or Bay Ray Bill. Both of them got left on 1.
Yeah, I expressed during the game many times to Vlad that my dice were being very, very favorable. So yeah, I mean, I'll take it, especially after my last game. The 31-32 heartbreaker.
Oh,
so,
yeah, that was insane.
So yeah, there were so many incidents like that, like where there was Steve did blanked out completely on his attack into Black Cat when she had 1 health left.
Yes.
And
Oof.
he needed that 1 power to take the stagger off Hulk as well with Battle Plan.
Yep.
So it was just a complete disaster. So yeah, I was very lucky.
Okay, so a couple of those things going Vlad's way would have changed things in your opinion.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Okay, cool. I've been playing Hellfire Club quite recently. Your roster is very similar to mine. I think
We're all using Curtis's roster, aren't we? That's what's happening.
Curtis's roster. Heck no.
Yeah.
I've been,
Nobody's copying Curtis. Absolutely.
no, I've been homebrewing mine.
150 characters, and we'll all just happen to accidentally use the ones that he's using.
Do you? I don't use Zemo actually, so that's what I was going to point out to him. But I think on these very wide scenarios, Zemo makes sense between his charge and the fact that he's a long mover.
He's insane. On D maps, he's absolutely insane. And the only thing that holds him back is that he doesn't get to start the game with 4 power like he does in Hellfire. So that kind of solves this issue.
Yeah. So where do you think Hellfire is? You know, they were third in popularity at Las Vegas Open, the last big tournament in the United States. They did not make it into the finals. It was a CGR Guardians match off, but of course then the nerf happened to CGR thereafter. I'm feeling like Hellfire Club has always been strong and just needed some more reps by the community before they become dominant. Is that your opinion?
I think they're one of the 4 or 5 really, really good affiliations that are available at the moment. So Webs, Wakanda, Guardian's still probably the best thing, even with the nerf. And then Inhumans, probably up there, but no one's playing them. I think those 5 kind of stand head and shoulders above everything else at the moment.
Okay.
So yeah, but they're good, very good. Yeah.
Huggy Bear, what questions do you have for Joe?
I was just curious, what made you move off of X-Men after such a long time?
Because they're bad now. It's I played them in the first game of this cut season, and I had a real struggle, a real hard time. And I decided that I'd rather try something a little bit more competitive. But yeah,
right. They're still, I think, close, at least very close to top 5 if you disregard the win rates of Cyclops.
Potentially, yeah. Maybe I just need more reps, or maybe it was just a particularly difficult game that I had in round 1 that put me off. But yeah, I mean, I've played 300 games with them, so maybe a change just goes the rest.
Sometimes you just want to shake things up.
Yeah.
Did you lose that first game with X-Men?
Nearly. I probably should have done. I got a bit lucky again towards the final turn of the game. It was really hard work, and I felt like I'd rather play something like Hellfire where nothing is hard work and everything comes easy.
Gil's mentioning that Storm X-Men are apparently at 55% win rate within Longshanks.
Yeah, absolutely. It's not been my experience. I think they are struggle particularly into the other things that are really good. So like the Wakanda and Webs and Hellfire. And so, 55 win rate can mean anything. It can mean that they're 80% against everything in the middle and they lose every game against the top stuff.
Yeah, sure.
And that's kind of been my feeling a little bit. Like they are absolutely great, especially with Ultron too. That's really good. But then when you come to a list like Hellfire or Webs with 3 steals, they just can't keep up in those games.
Yeah. Cool. What else do you got, Huggy Bear?
Well, there are a lot of individual moves we could go down. The Black Cat never got to hold an extract through the entire game, which was somewhat unusual. What was your strategy with her going into the game?
So, I mean, I was thinking Stagger Hulk primarily, and then late in the game steal something like towards the end of the game. Because if you steal early, you just leave her next to somebody to die. So it's often better to have her steal mid to late game when it seals the deal. And early staggers, particularly on Hulk, are quite good. And then obviously Battle Plane came out, which was a spanner in the works for that. But then Hulk and Luke moved away from Captain America, which let me do that double stagger, which was okay. I think taking activations away from people on D is so strong that I'm happy to do that.
Yeah, we were discussing that repeatedly during the game, that you were very effective in blunting the blow from FinalForm's attempts to chase your extract game, and Black Cat was definitely a big part of that.
Yeah, I mean, that's one of the things that she's best at, is that you can wait to see how the game unfolds and then decide which of those is going to work best for you. You don't have to necessarily have a fixed plan at the start of the game.
It's interesting you say that, because I agree, but I also find that you can also throw her up early because she survives so well now, and she has then a entirely different role.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Like on cubes, for example, I'll quite happily dive the opponent's extract with her because she is, like you say, quite durable.
Yeah, it's amazing. She's so different now with that simple nerf or whatever, side grade, if you will, and a lot of fun as a result. All right, everyone. Thank you again, Vlad and Joe, for letting us stream your game. It was really great. The community was really invested in the game as well. Lots of people chatting away tonight. So thank you, everybody, for joining us. It's always a lot more fun. Remember to like and subscribe. Don't send us any money. We're not interested in your money. We're interested in you spreading the word about our channel and about the MCP game. Because that's what we're here. We want to make a nice, strong, big community. Huggy Bear, thank you so much for being here. We're 5 out of 5 weeks so far in the league, and we've got 1 week left before the regular Swiss rounds are done.
Yep, and I will almost guaranteed be around for that one because my family's away.
Hey, party time. Party time. All right, everybody, don't forget to vote for Huggy Bear's 3 books in the Swedish history book competition. Make sure you get that ballot box nicely stuffed with positive votes. You have to just spoof your vote to make it seem like it's coming from Sweden somehow. I don't know how to do that.
Yeah, exactly.
And thanks again for watching. So everyone, we hope you enjoyed the game, and we look forward to seeing you hopefully in week 6 of the season 13 of the MCP TTS leagues. Thanks for watching, and have a great evening. Bye now.
Bye.